Hey, good evening guys, Tush coming at you Monday, August 28th, just after 7 p.m. Nice night in the garage, but it's definitely feeling like it's the beginning of fall. It's just about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so nice and comfortable, but temperature's dropping into the teens Celsius-wise overnight. Anyway, we're happy to have the TR6 back in the garage for a little bit. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start working on the car in order to get it ready for a road trip to Hershey, Pennsylvania, coming up on, let me just take a look at the calendar, the blank calendar. So I think we're going to take the TR6 to British Car Day, which is on the 17th of September, which is a Sunday. And then on the 21st of September, we're going to head to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we're going to stay there until the 24th. We're going to return on the 24th, which is the Sunday. So we're going to have a few days down in Pennsylvania hanging out with the Six Pack Car Club. Six Pack is a owners group of the TR250 and TR6 owners. So good bunch of guys in that group. Great online forum as well. Anyway, let's have a look at my spring project list for the TR6. We'll get back to this list. So I want to remove the exhaust. One of my previous videos I'd mentioned that I've got a bit of a rattle in the exhaust. I'm not sure if a clamp is hitting the frame somewhere. Maybe, you know, it's touching through the center part of the chassis or touching the sway bar, but I want to remove the exhaust anyway. The exhaust manifold is basically peeling, so I want to paint that again for about the third or fourth time. I want to drop the differential and do the axle seals. I want to grease the sliding joints while we're there, grease the U-joints. I do have a set of HD lever shocks for this car to install. I'm not quite happy with the stock shocks, and the HD lever shocks have bigger valves in them, so they should be a little bit better for the handling of my car the way it's set up. I do have some drilled and slotted rotors. The rotors that are on this car have a little bit of run out, so I get a little bit of a chirp at some points when I'm driving, which kind of is annoying. There are some parts in the engine bay that I'd like to repaint. Again, a lot of this cosmetic stuff we're going to leave to the end in case we run out of time, so the cosmetic stuff will wait. I do need a new enamel badge for the front of the car. The enamel fell off of my badge quite a while ago, and I've just had a piece of foil in there. You can sort of see the outline of the TR6 in the foil, but I really do need to get a new enamel badge. I definitely want to do all the fluid checks before I go and change the oil. And then my favorite project of the whole realm of TR6 projects is the door seals, which are an absolute pain in the ass as far as I'm concerned. I've got one seal in particular that's kind of fallen off here on the passenger side. I actually hooked it with a car cover, and it sort of pulled it out of its little holding clamps and sort of bent it a little bit, so I need to sort of fix that. I do have brand new seals. Whether I want to go to the trouble of installing them, that's another question. But again, this is sort of cosmetic, so we'll wait towards the end to be able to do that. We'll get all the mechanical stuff done first. You can see here what I'm talking about as far as the manifold peeling. You can see a little bit down there how it's peeled, a little bit here how it's peeled, and I've got a little bit of darkness here. Now this was from, I'd sprayed an anti-rust gel on some of the bolts here because I noticed my hardware was rusting just while in storage, so I'd sprayed some of this anti-rust stuff on that, but obviously when it hits the hot manifold it likes to turn a nice nasty brown color, so we want to fix that up. Again, that's cosmetic, but we'll try to get to that before we go. So really what we want to do first is we want to do the mechanical stuff, and that's concentrating on the rear end of the car. And obviously the first thing I need to do is, in order to drop the differential, I need to drop the exhaust to get that out of the way. So we're certainly going to kill two birds with one stone there. So exhaust is going to come off first, and then we'll drop the diff. And while we're doing the diff seals, we're going to obviously grease all the axles and that stuff kind of back there in the U-joints as well. So it's kind of an all-encompassing thing while we're in there, let's say. Famous last words, while we're in there. So we're going to get it up on stands. We're going to loosen off the, we've got these spline drive lug nuts on these Koenig rims. And I don't like to use an impact wrench on them. So we're going to loosen them off with a a wrench before we actually start jacking the car up off the ground. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to actually have to route around for our spline drive lug wrench. I'm thinking it might be in the trunk. I did grab my tool bag, which is my Roadtrip tool bag, let's say. This green bag here probably has my lug wrench in it. This is all my electronic stuff, you know, points, rotors, that kind of thing. I've got to think I even have a spare electronic ignition in there as well, as if need be. So this is part of my road kit that I travel with. So anyway, we'll check the green bag and see if we get that spline drive wrench in there, and then we'll go from there. So just after 8 p.m. and we've got the TR6 safely up on some jack stands, and we've got 3 jacks for security just up resting under the frame. We've got 1 in the front, 2 in the back. We've got 2 stands in the front, 1 jack in the front, 2 stands in the back. So I think we're going to go ahead and pull the tires off. Alright guys, just coming up to 8:30 and we've got the rear wheels off the car. We're going to leave the fronts on for now. So we've got the rears off, so we'll start working on this thing tomorrow. Starting to, like I said, we'll probably start tearing the exhaust off first. That'll be the first step, so stay tuned. We'll do that tomorrow. And we'll try to get out here straight after work to get a good start on it. Got a busy week at work this week, so I'm not sure how much work we'll be able to get done on the car. I'm looking forward to the long Labor Day weekend, and we hope to bang quite a bit of stuff out there. And anyway, until then, we'll catch you tomorrow night. Alright guys, Tuesday, August 29th, just coming up to 7 p.m. Got a long day at work today, but pretty tired. But we're going to try to make some progress on the car tonight. We're going to, just got the mat set up, so we're going to climb under the car and start taking the rear of this exhaust off. That's the chore for tonight, is to get the exhaust off the car, at least up to the front pipes anyway. So that will be my task, the assigned task for this evening. And we'll see if we get any further than that. So I'll be happy if we get that done, because I was thinking about going to bed. So if we get that done, we'll sleep soundly tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rear exhaust off, the muffler off. So we're going to undo these 2 clamps here and remove that. And then we're going to remove the clamp on the other side, and we'll be able to slide this muffler off. And then we'll proceed forward and take those front pipes off. So that's where I'm going to start. Alright guys, the rear of the exhaust is off. And I don't know if you can read that tag or not, but this is a Falcus stainless steel exhaust system. It's in the stock configuration. And you can tell that this car has a differential leak, because what happens is the gear oil runs out and sort of sprays on the exhaust, and you get a lovely smell of burning gear oil. So we want to repair that, so that's why we're dropping the exhaust. What we're going to do to get this old burnt on oil off, I found that oven cleaner works really well, so we'll give this a coat of oven cleaner before we put it back on the car, just to get it cleaned back up. Alright guys, we're into the center of the car. We're just at the where the exhaust passes through the what they call the t-shirt section on the TR6, which is the center section here. And often the pipes can rattle here, but it looks like I have pretty good clearance going through here. Anyway, we're going to undo these clamps here. I just wanted to mention that, again, one of the good things about having a stainless steel exhaust on this car is that it's easily removed if you need to do things like remove the diff. So another plus for having a stainless steel exhaust on these cars. Alright guys, the main part of the exhaust is off. We just need to tackle the front down pipe that comes off the exhaust manifold. And we're going to do that next. So that's going to be a combination of being under the car and in the engine compartment. So we'll probably do that before we lose the light out here. So we'll attempt to tackle that now, and hopefully the studs holding that onto the bottom of the exhaust manifold are not seized. I think I probably put some anti-seize on there. It's probably smart, but we shall see. So I think in order to give ourselves a bit more room to get to the studs on the bottom of this manifold, we're probably going to take these air cleaners off. I need to reach my arm in under, and they're a little bit in the way, so we're going to take the time to remove those air cleaners. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and take the carbs off. Again, it's just going to make it easier for me to get to those manifold bolts. I've got a pretty good reach under there now, but I really do want to repaint this manifold because it's really going to bug the hell out of me. I know I said I wasn't going to look after the pretty stuff first, but I may as well, if it's going to help me get some other stuff off, I may as well just go ahead and take this off. I'm going to end up doing it in the end anyway, so I may as well just go ahead and do it. So what I want you to do is time me. 8:08, 8:09. and we'll see how long it takes to get these carbs off. All right guys, 8:40, carbs are off. So there's the exhaust manifold in all its glory. You can see why I wanted to get to that in order to refinish it. It's probably the ugliest looking part on the car. So I think what we'll do now is we'll finish taking off the exhaust manifold, and then we should be able to lift this whole thing out from the engine block and pull those pipes up from below. So that will complete the exhaust removal, let's say. Anyway, so we're going to do that, and then we'll call it a night. Alright guys, 8:45, exhaust manifold is off and the downpipes are off, so that'll make it a little easier to get the nuts off the bottom of that manifold. So we'll do that tomorrow. Anyway, a quick look at the block. We're going to clean that up while we're there. You know, just to clean up all this road grime and do a little touch-up painting here and there. Like I said, I've got new gaskets coming, so I've also got new hoses coming as well. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of R&R while we're here. Anyway, I think we'll upload this for tonight so you can see where I'm at, and we'll get back out here after work tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good night, guys.